Yo, what's good? This is how I made $27 actually. I had a sad break-even trade today. I was very greedy today, maybe because I lost yesterday and I didn't really make much on Monday. I'm up on the week like around $300, but I think I was very greedy today. So going into the day, obviously we are at all-time highs. We traded up into the standard deviation -1, which is like a target when you're at all-time highs where we could reject off of. So I wanted to see a little bit of a retracement. Also, as you can see on like higher time frame on like 15-minute, we can see starting on the day we had a consolidation over Asia session, manipulation during London session, and maybe we could have distribution of reversal during uh, New York session. So that's what I was kind of looking at for today. Um, I was not looking for these lows. I was looking for this fair value gap to be to hit because this was in discount premium. The dealing range low to high. This was in the discount 50% level, so this was my target if we were to come down after taking out the high. We also had a 1 hour fair value gap right here that was in line with this to be filled. So going into today, we obviously had Jerome Powell speaking at 10. So all morning we just trade up, we trade up, we trade up. Right when the macro is about to hit, we just completely dump. There's a breaker here for value gap here. However, I couldn't get an entry because first off we didn't even tap the fair value gap, and then once we started making retracements up, I was just going to wait for news. We end up trading all the way into optimal trade entry into a premium, which is very nice. We end up respecting the fair value gap and the breaker. However, I didn't want to go short here because of the news in 3 minutes. I thought it would be unprobable. However, this is where ideally I'd want to be entered at. Um, then we trade down, invalidate these two fair value gaps. News comes out, doesn't really do that much. Jerome starts speaking. I end up taking a trade on this bearish inversion fair value gap, stops above these highs. We end up going straight down towards my target where I should have taken profit at the fair value gap 50% that I marked out. However, we didn't take out the 50% level. I also wanted to trade into optimal trade entry. There was a little bit more lows down here that I wanted. Um, I was definitely very greedy. I definitely should have just taken profit here. It would have been a worse risk to reward. However, it would have been a free, easy trade that would have hit very quickly instead of having to sit through all this chop and getting stopped break even. It sucks. I definitely learned from my mistake to just really just take the low hanging fruit. I always talk about this on my channel and my TikTok to just take the easy profit, take the easy low hanging fruit. And today I didn't. And in result, I got stop break even. I could have made around $800, $900, and now instead I made zero. So I'm a little bummed out about that. However, at the end of the day, I'm not mad. I didn't lose any money. But yeah, I definitely gotta just start taking low hanging fruit. It was a very liquid trade. I mean, there was sell side liquidity. We all took out this low resistance on New York pre market. However, you know, it just didn't go my way. And look, now we're going straight down towards it, which kind of sucks, but it's all good. We go next tomorrow. So peace.